Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today is an exciting day for me because I am making a Moroccan tagine, one of my favorite cuisines. I really like it and I hope you guys like it too. Okay, look at these colors and it's like really nice. Okay, here we are going to talk about the ingredients. They look like they're a lot, but they are not actually. And I'm sure everybody can find them easily anyway. So here we have some lamb. I'm using lamb, but you can use any other meat. You can use beef or you can use chicken, but lamb just gives it that kind of distinctive Moroccan flavor to me. I'm using part of a shoulder, and I just cut it into like thin strips, not too thin, but not too thick, so it can actually cook on time for us. Okay, for the vegetables, I'm using potatoes, carrots, and fennel. And for the people who don't know what is fennel, this is fennel. It's like one of those vegetables that has very unique flavor and smell that is very similar to anise seeds or yeah, if you like fennel seeds as well, I think it comes from the fennel tree, I imagine. I'm not really sure, but I think so. It just gives the same kind of taste and flavor, and it's really nice. Okay, we have one onion that is cut into just cubes, diced, and 1 tablespoon of also diced um, garlic. I also have tomatoes, also diced. And this is a mixture between parsley and coriander, fresh coriander. Okay, now let's talk about the spices. They're not a lot, but there is one important one, which is called ras al hanout, and this is the first one, and it's a Moroccan blend. I will write it in the description down, in the description box. I will write it like what is it made of, and I have paprika as well, and we have ginger and turmeric and cumin and some salt. Salt and pepper, obviously, it's just according to taste, but all of these spices are 1 teaspoon each. Now, you need some kind of a sweet element in every tagine. Here, I'm using just raisins. You can use apricots, you can use plums, whatever you find easy and available for you, and some good quality olive oil, and we're going to use a little bit of tomato sauce, not that much. Okay, let's go and see how are we going to put all of this together. But before that, also, yeah, one thing that I wanted to talk about is that the vegetables, you can choose whatever vegetables that you like. Sometimes I use zucchini, sometimes I use string beans or green beans or pumpkin or squash, whatever. I also added a little bit of red bell pepper, and you can use green or you can use yellow. I think these are the vegetables that work for me and I like personally, but you can change the vegetables like however you want. Also, some people add olives. I'm not adding them because whoever is going to eat this dish does not like olives. Okay, now let's go and see how are we going to cook this. I'm going to use the tagine as a pot. So this pot is called a tagine as well. And if you don't have a tagine, what you're going to do, you can use a slow cooker if you have it. You can use any pot with a thick bottom or a pot that is going to like contract the heat very well and help you slow cook everything that we are going to add, obviously. Now I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, and to that olive oil I will add the diced onions and the diced or cubed garlic. I did not cut the garlic or minced it very fine, or like I did not make it into a paste because I don't want it to burn and I want it to cook with the onions together. Okay, mix, mix, mix. And then I'm going to add the lamb. Before I add the lamb, I'm going to add the spices to the lamb and rub the spices into the lamb. Give it a little bit of a massage. Try to get these spices into the grease and like the muscles of the lamb. Um, because basically, this is our base for the tagine. We're not going to add any more spices. The lamb and the spices are going to give the flavor to the sauce and to the vegetables and to the onions and everything else. But you also want the spices to go deep into your meat or whatever protein you're using. So because we're not marinating, if you noticed. Okay, I'm gonna move the lamp a little bit, just like distributed like around the tagine, and then I'm going to add a little bit from my mixture of parsley and coriander, and then we're going to leave this lamb to cook for around 10 minutes. I'm going to flip it halfway through, but basically the first 10 minutes should go just the lamb and the onions mixture and the spices, just to allow the lamb to release its water and the onions also to release its water. I'm flipping it here. This is like after 5 minutes or so, and I'm gonna cover it again and let it cook for the rest of the time, like full 10 minutes. Okay, now this is after the 10 minutes. I'm going to add the tomato paste and the diced tomatoes. Okay, the tomato paste here basically is to give the color to the sauce later at the end, but it's not a lot. It's like teaspoon or one and a half teaspoon, something like that. And then I'll add the tomatoes. We are also going to allow the tomatoes and the meat to cook together and the tomatoes to kind of break down, so it gives us the sauce, because basically that this sauce is made of the tomatoes and the onions. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to help the tomatoes break down a little bit. Cover it for about 15 minutes this time. If your tagine is splattering the sauce everywhere, if you're using a tagine obviously, then you're going to put the spoon like how I put it, between the lid and the tagine. Okay, now this is after 15 minutes. If you can see, the tomatoes has already broken down. Now we are going to add the vegetables, and I'll put the carrots and the potatoes first because they take longer to cook and they need to be closer to the heat source, and then the fennel and the bell peppers. I'm just trying to make it like look nice and just put it there so the tagine is going to close actually. uh, so I added the raisins and a little bit of water just to cook the vegetables this time. I'm gonna cover it again, and this time I'm going to put the spoon definitely because it's gonna be messy. Anyway, this is after another 10 minutes. You can do 10 to 15 minutes and check the potatoes. If the potatoes are cooked, everything else is cooked. Okay, and final sprinkle of parsley and fresh coriander, and just look at these colors and how beautiful this dish looks like. I am a big fan of the Moroccan cuisine, and I think that their flavors and spices and everything together just has like a very certain and special like depth, and it just makes my kitchen smell very nice as well. So I really hope that you guys try and enjoy this recipe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to see you all next time. Bye bye.